and welcome to Fly Nubian Money, where we help you master your mindset and maximize your money. Hey, we're diving into a conversation that so many people can relate to, chasing your dreams later in life and the financial realities that come with it. A 57-year-old woman left her corporate job to pursue acting in Atlanta. Now, 3 years later, she's speaking out about the financial struggles that she has faced. She's broke and trying to figure out what to do next. But here's the question. Was this an irresponsible decision, or is it proof that it's never too late to follow your passion? So many people dream of walking away from their 9 to 5 to do what they love, but is the financial risk worth it? How do you balance passion and stability? And how do we reshape the way we think about success at different stages in life? We've got an incredible panel today of queens, my royal court. We have Marlo Layson, TV film producer. We have Tiara Williams, our producer and actress and all the things. And we have Moya, our tax professional. And of course, you guys, I've been lately forgetting to say who I am. I'm Laura Lala Key, international real estate agent. And I just was like, I don't think I've ever introduced myself these last few shows. Listen, we've got a lot to unpack today. All of us here have experience with exactly what this lady is talking about, or have someone in our family who has gone out on their dreams. And we also hear of many success stories as well, but not too many times people hear about the people who don't quite make it yet. And I won't say that this lady won't make it. I'm saying she's hit a bump in the road. So let's just check out what she says, and then we'll get into the conversation.
I left my corporate job making a good salary and decided to chase a dream, thinking everything would fall into place, things would be in order. My life blew up. And today was a hard day. And honestly, I really want God to wave a magical wand and take me back to the day I was going to resign and listen to the advice I was given. But I didn't, because I think I'm grown and I have the answers. And I found out I don't. And it's hard. And I think, oh my gosh, I am 7 years on the other side of 50. And waiting for this to work out is hard. This is harder than I thought it would be. And it's the first time in my life I have felt like I don't have an out, that I'm stuck and I can't move. And that is suffocating. And it makes me, in this wide open space, claustrophobic, life claustrophobic. And it's difficult in it. And this is hard because this is embarrassing. This is not how I thought my life would be. But there's so many other things I know I have to be grateful for. I'm not homeless. I still have my car. But, I'm just tired of robbing Peter and Paul to pay Andrew, who now wants his money. I know, it's crazy, Wes. And it's hard because I feel alone. I feel like nobody understands.
This is heartbreaking to me, because you are talking to someone and you've got other people on the panel who know what their life purpose is, and it is in the arts. It's not just being creative. I'm a vocalist. I took a sidestep over to real estate because I was told that I should have, because I had a child at 16. But my life was always going, you're not supposed to be doing that. So these type of stories are common, but not really talked about, because we raise up people like Tyler Perry, who lived in his car for years before he got his break. And now we're all like, he lived in his car. He's the success. So it's really interesting to see how people react to this. So with that being said, let's check out a couple of the comments, and then I'm actually going to ask the panel a question. So there were comments to this video, and let's check it out. Do not disturb this groove. Oh my God, I love that song. She could have kept her job and still go on auditions. Melanada King said, at least she's owning her faults instead of blaming it on something else. Accountability will allow her to figure a way out of the hole she put herself in. And Lara said, we really have to be realistic. At a certain age, security has to be your main priority. Smart hustler. I'm ready to fight. I find humor in those who don't have good sense. She's in her 50s with the mind of a 20-year-old. And he was actually responding to this gentleman below who said, this isn't funny. Our community seems to find humor even in someone's personal tragedy. Yes, she's responsible, but that doesn't make it funny. Some of y'all have no empathy at all. Reaping comes with sowing. That's a biblical law. Y'all need to examine yourself. All right, panel, get ready for a tough question. Tiara, have you ever just dropped everything and just went for your dream?
Yes, I moved to Los Angeles from New Orleans, Louisiana, with $250 in my account. Or no, actually, with a what is it? Blue Cross Blue Shield card. I came here with that with $250, and I was like, I'm gonna go to Hollywood and make it. And so, I've been here ever since.
Well, the second part to that is, and I probably should have added that, is she seems to have a little bit of regret about it. Do you have any regrets for doing it the way that you did?
I don't have any regrets about the way that I did it, but I do think that it's important, to be mindful. Like if I would have coached her about like moving to Atlanta and pursuing a career like this, I definitely would have told her that, you have to learn the law. There's an spoken rule in Hollywood that you got to come and you have to be here for at least 10 years. At least 10 years. And there's a reason for that. You have to learn the lay of the land. I knew nothing about Los Angeles before I came, so I had to learn about the city, where to live, what to do. I had to find roommates. It's expensive. It wasn't as expensive then as it is now, but you have to learn who's casting, who are the agents, who are the actors, who are the players. You just really have to know a bit about your business. So I would have told her, especially in this market now, I would have told her to keep her job, because now you can self-tape like crazy. You can go to work during the day and self-tape at night. Like, it's a very different industry than it was when I moved here 20 years ago. So yeah, I'd have told her to keep her day job for sure.
I think that would have been sound advice, especially knowing LA the way that I do. And so many of my friends had did the same thing. I had some that went back home immediately, and I had some that stuck it out there and now are very successful. But you're right. It took about 10 years before that to happen. Marlo, have you ever just dropped everything to go after your dream? And if you did, do you have any regrets? And if you didn't, did you have any regrets for not doing it?
Well, me moving from New Orleans, when I left New Orleans and came to Shreveport, I knew uno person when I moved here, right? The person that I live with, right? And that's the only person I knew. I had to build it up. And in my mind, I said, this is a test, right? All the awards, the accolades, everything that I did in my career up until 2020 when I moved here, if it wasn't a fluke, I was gonna survive, right? If I really was who I said I would be able to pick myself up and move. Now, it's taken me another 5 years because this is a rebuild. My foundation is in New Orleans. My contacts, my casting, how I get hired really quickly, that's there. I've had to rebuild that and reevaluate and reassess what I'm trying to do and what my goals are. But I definitely understand. And I think what Tiara said is actually absolutely right. I know a lot of friends. I have several friends who are working actors. I actually went to school with Captain America. We went to high school together, and I've watched his climb, right? And he's been in the game a really, really long time. He lived in New York. He's lived in LA. Now he's back home in New Orleans and, flying out to work and then coming back and living. But it is a grind. It is a hustle. You have to learn the landscape. You have to learn the players. You have to learn the pitfalls. You have to learn who gonna scam you out your money and you ain't gonna get what they promised, and who's going to not charge you a quarter and gonna take you all the way to the top. But there are growing pains, and I think, yeah, in this day and age, don't quit your day job, because you could do what you got to do at night. You could do it on the side. Don't tell your boss. You can do it at work. You know what I'm saying? Like there are other avenues for you to pursue your dreams. So keep
Exactly.
your money flowing because it
Keep
costs money to make money.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. And we all know about the pressures of trying to keep up with inflation today. You better be able to feed yourself or at least get to the auditions that you need to go to. Moya, how about you? Have you ever dropped everything to go after your dreams? And if so, and if not, do you regret it?
Yeah, I think when you go after your dreams, I think it really is liberating. I think many times what happens is we don't think of that in between period. Like we just think of my goal and then me there. But there's a whole period in between. And I feel like if we prep for that period, we won't meet it with such shock. Because my ex-husband, he had one of the few Black theaters in Los Angeles. And I would see people come, and I tell you, doors open to them in the very beginning because they came with so much light, so much energy. Even if they planned it, it still would have happened that way. And then what happens is LA consumes them because they have bills, that reality hits, and they get plagued with that energy and it weighs them down. So they're not able to appear with so much tenacity and charisma and smile. It all kind of dissolves. So I feel like if you plan for that period, plan for that moment, then I believe you'll be able to execute it a lot better.
I love all these answers, but this is not our panel. We share with y'all. We tell you about our life. We tell you, we share, but I want to hear about y'all out there too. Have you ever done this? Have you had any regrets for doing it? And if not, why? Listen, I live with a goer, shaker, mover. I'm one of these people who I grew up dreaming about Hollywood. I grew up in the country. Then I married a beautiful man who is a goer, mover, shaker. So when he says, let's go, that's what we do. We both in the yard. So when he says, get on up here and let's sing this song. Okay. So I, even through fears and shaking in my boots, we've always done things that were out of the blue. Do I regret it? No, because I probably would still be back home in Prospect, Kentucky if I didn't. And then I would have been thinking to myself, I woulda, shoulda, coulda. And right now, I don't want to live that way. I have no reason to live that way. I want to be 92 if I should be so blessed and say, I did that thing. Or at least be able to say, I tried it. At least I tried it. And with that, we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back.
It's a good show right here. But I'm biased. If you are just tuning in, you are watching Fly Nubian Money, where we help you master your mindset and maximize your money. My name is Tiara Williams. I'm also known as Miss Black Hollywood, and I'm the proud producer of this show because it is lit. If you want to receive notifications for when we go live Monday through Friday, 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All you have to do is text the word Queens to 87948. That's Queens to 87948. That's QUEENS to 87948. Also, if you want to grow your money and not blow your money, all you have to do is go to flynubianmoney.com. There's all kinds of resources, there's courses, there's free giveaways. There's just no reason to be broke in 2025. All you have to do is go to flynubianmoney.com. Obviously, you don't want to be entertained here. You want to know enough to grow. Wait, I need to put that on a shirt. You got to know to grow. Got to know to grow. So know and grow with flynubianmoney.com.
And who better to know and grow with than other Fly Nubian Money? Listen, guys, we come here every day. We talk about great topics. We talk about life things. We talk about building your wealth, but we also have resources for you. We're not just walking the walk. We're talking the talk and doing it for you. And it's all here. So we have great resources for you at flynubianmoney.com. Don't miss out. Don't miss the opportunity, because instead of you waking up tomorrow going, oh, what am I going to do? You can wake up tomorrow and say, I got a plan. And that is what we do here. So make sure that you go to flynubianmoney.com and you check out all of our resources. Listen, I do want to ask a question, and then I want to see what other people are thinking in those comments. But Moya, you brought up a lot of great, I think all of you brought up some really great points. So Tiara, do you think that people underestimate how difficult it is to start over later in life? Because she's older. She's now 57.
Yes, it's that It's so interesting because it's that energy that Moya was just talking about that I think you need in the beginning. You need to like be extremely curious. When I got here, I'm gonna get off the Greyhound or whatever, right? Like, I'm gonna get off the. I got off the plane and was like, the Wayans is gonna discover me. I didn't meet my first Wayans until 7 years later, right? So it was. I was like, where you been? I've been looking for you. 7 years ago, I got off the. So it's really a process, and like Moya said, I think people, you need a certain amount of energy. Like, I was just like, oh, there's a party, oh, there's a this, there's a that, oh, I'm going to this, I'm going down there. Like, I would just get up and go anywhere. But I was also 23 years old, 22, turning 23 years old, so I was like everywhere. And when you're everywhere, luck kind of finds you. I was in the right place at the right time, but really it was because I was just outside. I mean, I could tell you that first year, in the first 3 weeks, I met Angela Bassett when I got here. Now, if you know me, you know that Angela Bassett is the reason why I became an actress. So I just thought, I said, oh, this was easier than I thought. But it's because I followed up on every lead. I was like in the streets. I was hungry, as Moya said. I had the energy. There is something about having a whole career before that and then being 57 and maybe not having the energy of a 23-year-old that's going to uncover every rock. I met with everybody, and they'd be like, you know what, I like you, I'm gonna introduce you to so go there and meet with him. And most of the time I walk in, I'd be like, hey, and it would turn into something. In that first year, I went on a tour with Morris Chestnut and all these different, and Avant and Elliot English. And when I tell you, we traveled around the country for 6 or 7 months, and Morris has become a friend. He's become a business partner, a mentor. There is something to be said about having the time to do it, having the space to do it. Now, were we hungry? Was I eating Carl's Jr. sandwiches every day for a summer? Ugh, I was. Or just ramen, or just trying to figure it out. But there is a difference. Now, me at my big age would not want to be like, all right, well, I'm gonna just stay in the car. I got Lauren. There's no way I'm gonna do that at this age. Like, I'm gonna move with a little bit more discernment, which is a good thing and a bad thing, I think. Like I'm not, I can eat, right. So there's a hunger that comes along when you cannot eat. And when you can eat a little bit, you'd be like, oh, well, maybe I won't do it like that. I won't put myself out there like I did when I was 23. But I think there is something so valuable about having the energy.
I think you're right, because I'm tell you what, if there's days that I can stay home with my onesie pajamas on, I'm gonna do it. There's just times I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that, and it'll be a unicorn onesie at that, because that's my pleasure. But let's
Yeah.
see what people are saying to her as well on the internet, because internet streets, people can say whatever they want behind these keyboards. So let's see if some are on point or not. Cluck said, just a sign for me to go to my office and log in. I was just thinking, I'm about to quit and start my own business. Nah, I better slowly start that business while I'm still working and from home at that. And then a Cora said, I feel like this is a message for all generations. Losing security is a hell of a thing. I don't think this means don't chase your dreams, but I think it's a cautionary tale that if you do it strategically and be prepared for anything to happen and have a plan B. I'm not too mad at those two comments. So,
Yeah.
Marlo, I'm going to ask you, how much financial security should someone actually have before making a major career switch?
You should have some money in the bank, and you got to have money coming in, because money going out without money coming in is stress in your chest. Like, you have to do something, right? Because the bills gonna come, your family gonna be looking at you like, what you doing, girl? Why you not doing nothing with your life? You too old to be out here without no job, right? I think that you have to think it through. You have to figure out what works for you. When like I said before, you on your job, you figure it out, right? Maybe the best thing, and I don't know her whole backstory, if she's from Atlanta, if she always lived in Atlanta, but maybe creeping into, local theater scene, right? Maybe creeping into, extra roles where you could be on set and you can be you know, when y'all have downtime, I work. I was an extra on Girls Trip. I was an extra on a couple other movies. I was a producer. I was just on set so that I could mingle with the top of the line people. So that's what I would do. We would be in our breaks and I would figure out who was who, and I'd go sit down and smooth with them and pick their brains for as long as they would allow it. But I wasn't, you know, I had 3 children. So not having money coming in, you know, I was working full time and I always freelanced and worked for myself. So you have to have a plan, because this is a fickle mistress. The people want to make the films with AI. The children are making incredible skits on YouTube and TikTok and giving the talent away for $0 and exposure. So the competition situation is just different. The market saturation is different. And I think that whatever you're trying to do, you need to be prepared to do it with baby steps. Doing this grand leap is probably not the best idea, because again, it's energy, and you do have to be in the spaces, the faces, and the places, right? Because how else do people know you're out there? But if I'm 57, the last thing I want to be doing is co-mingling at the party with the 27-year-olds. Like, that don't sound like a great fun time to me. But that's the stuff that you have to do when you want to be in the entertainment industry. You have to be on the scene. And so I think, you know, whatever advice she says she got and she didn't listen to, she might want to rethink it.
Because it's never too late to rethink it, right? It's like, you know, it's okay to say you tried it, and if you didn't make it, to back up and change things. So Moya, I mean, you deal with money, you see people's finances every day, you have experience with what your ex-husband was doing, and so should people expect financial struggles when they're transitioning into a creative career?
I think so I know we're talking about creatives, but I think it's ultimately when you're following your dream, period. And so when you have an understanding of what you need to do in order to get there, then you have to know that there are going to be struggles with it. I think my biggest thing is are you okay with it? If you are okay with it, meaning like, am I okay with sleeping on the couch at my sister's house with her 3 kids running around? If I'm okay with this season, then I need to give this season my absolute all. I need to have a list of what I'm going to do every day. And I would even break it down by the hour. Like, the first thing, and it doesn't even have to be like I'm going to go audition, because sometimes those things are not in your control, but you have to know what is in your control. How many headshots can you send out a day? How many media kits can you send out a day? What can you do? And so I think if we approach it that way, I think they'll have a better understanding of what they need to do.
I hate to say it, but I know a lot of people right now who using Chat GPT like they best girlfriend, and they will ask them, what do I need? Listen, I got to work. I got to make money. I got this dream. Help me lay it out. What is my plan? What do I do? How much money do I need? How much time do I need to put toward this and that? So really, there's no reason to not be able to sit down and make some type of plans because you have the resources to do so. Deborah says, I'm recreating myself after being laid off of a job after 16 years. And it's not easy, but I'm Deborah Williams. So I'll be all right. Yes, ma'am, you will, Deborah. You are here every day. We love you so much. And yes, you will. We got pom-poms up for you. Now, Black Lexicon said he applauds her for taking the plunge to believe in herself. And I don't think that's we're not bashing. We're actually talking about, you know, how do you get on your life purpose and still find happiness in what you're doing and still be able to sustain a living quality that is still of quality, and not necessarily living in your car, always eating ramen noodles. You might want a little steak at that time, you know? So it's all about balance. When no one is saying you should squash your dreams, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. No. So with that being said, pom-poms up, time for a break.
I know you're busy, you got things to do, and you can't take us on the go with you every single day. Good news for you. We are now on Spotify. So if you can't watch us, now you can listen to us on Spotify. Search Fly Nubian Money and all the episodes shall appear. All you have to do is like, subscribe, leave a 5-star rating, leave some comments, tell people how you love us, so that when other people come along and are looking for a great show to watch, they can find Fly Nubian Money too. One last thing, and just in case you've been sitting under a rock, Fly Nubian Money now has an investment club. We are the Fly Nubian Money Club. It's easy. All you have to do is go to flynubianmoneyclub.com, and I am committed to bringing in top experts from all industries to help you level up. They're teaching us the skills that we need to compete in this market. We often say that nobody is coming to save us, not the government, but guess what? We're coming to save us. I'm coming to save you with the Fly Nubian Money Club. So listen, all you have to do again is go to flynubianmoneyclub.com. We have a 30-day free trial set up just for you, just for those people that are struggling. Even if you ain't struggling, you ain't got to struggle. I'm coming. Okay, let me stop playing. I'll see you soon.
Now, as you know, we are really up in the game, baby, with Fly Nubian Money Club. Okay, listen, nobody's coming to save you. You are going to be able to pull yourself up with all the resources that we have for you. Just this past weekend, Marlo brought her best to you to help you with your SEO to be found, right? You've got to have SEO to grow. And I know she bought her best, and y'all did not want to miss it. But wait, did you miss it? Oh,
It was really good. It was really good.
I don't think y'all understand that if you missed it, you still have an opportunity to go back and watch. Okay?
The
All you
replay is
have to
available.
do is go to flynubianmoneyclub.com. You can watch the replay, and you can watch all of the others that are there too. Now we have a 30-day free trial, but baby, you're going to take that 30 days. You can be like, I need this in my life, because it's going to help you climb that ladder of success in your own heart. You don't always have to march to somebody else's drum. March to yours. So flynubianmoneyclub.com. So we have another video that I would like to watch. It's like personal to my heart. I feel this one. I know this one. So let's check this one out.
I was so poor that one time I went to the NAACP Theater Awards, and I knew I did not have enough money to park. But I guess I thought, I was like, God is going to help me. We get to the end of the night. I drive up, and the man was like, it's $10. I was like, yeah, I don't have it. He was like, I can't let you out. I was like, that's fair. So I pull up, I go back. I go back to my parking spot. And I was like, well, I guess I just got to wait for my miracle. 4 hours later.
What?
I have fallen asleep. And the man knocked on the window, and I woke up. I was like, yes. As though this were my home. I was like, yes.
Yes, sir. Did you need
Excuse
something?
me? And he said, you really ain't got no money. I said, oh, no, I don't. He was like, I might as well let you leave. And that is how I got out of the Beverly Hills Hotel.
Baby, I know, and I have seen this so many times. I actually helped people living in Hollywood and going to all these places where you can tell they were going to auditions and they just needed a little help, and so there's nothing wrong with that. So, hey, listen, we've all done something like that before, but Tiara, I got a question for you, because I know we're all about getting out there and doing what we need to do. You said that, you have to get out there and hustle. You do. But why do so many people assume that passion will automatically lead to financial success?
Yeah. This is the only industry, the entertainment industry, music industry, anything that it requires entertainment, right? This is the only industry that you can work in, that you can put so much time into and not make it still, and make it in that form. You can go and be a doctor, spend those same years going to med school or wherever, and there's a route, there's a real route where you will definitely put in this amount of hours and make it that way. That's not how the entertainment industry works. You can definitely sow seeds, and I think that that's important. Like, that's going to tell how hard you've gone, how much you've gotten out is the result. Like, what you put in is what you're going to get out, but it doesn't always mean that you're going to be a series regular or a Will Smith, or it doesn't mean, but you will find your way. You will find, like Marlo said earlier, maybe you'll be a paid theater actor, or you'll be whatever. You'll find a groove. It might not have looked like what you wanted it to look like, or it might. You just really never know. But that's the interesting part. And if I may just say, I think that's why it's so important. one of the things when I was that first year when I was on set, I asked Blair Underwood, and I always tell this story, but I asked Blair Underwood how to keep longevity in the business. I was the one that was like, hey, can I have a meeting with all of the celebrity? If there was a celebrity around, I'd be like, can we have a meeting so I could just ask you questions? And they'd be like, yeah, And so I was just always asking questions. And so anyway, that's led to a lot of great conversations. But anyway, I was asking Blair Underwood what to do, and he was like, "You just gotta know how to do everything." When we came into this business, we knew how to produce. We had to learn how to direct. We had to learn how. We couldn't just be actors and singers. We had to learn how to do it all. And to be honest, that advice, because of who I was, I ran towards producing. I ran towards directing and all of that. But there's something bittersweet about that because it kind of stretches you thin, right? Like, so now I have all of these skills, and on any given day, I can give you what I have. And gratefully, I just started a business because I can go on and on and on, y'all. But I'll just say this. I think it's important. It is important to have all of the skills. It really is important because you never know while something is dry. Because acting is one of those things where there's only 1% of the industry actually working. So that other 99%, I think according to SAG-AFTRA, it said that like the average actor made like $1,500 a year.
Yeah.
Like, just think about that. $1,500 a year if they were earning at all, right? It was like in between 1,500 and like 16,000 on a good year. And I thought about myself, like how many times I've been able to, I'll work and I'll do something for television, whether it's a commercial, I do some television, and then I won't work for 2 years after that. Right. So it's just like you got to know how to do the things so that you can always have a job. And then lastly, um I think that there is something to be said about creatives understanding business. Like, a lot of creatives do not want to learn business. They just, like, 90% of it is show, 10% of it is actual talent. You got to know the business, but a lot of creatives just don't want to do that. They get overwhelmed when you start talking about business and what to do. And like Moya said earlier, like, actually be strategic. They just, like, most creatives I know, they just be like, I just feel, I want to feel like working is a feeling. They get to LA, it's 70 all the time. Like, it's warm outside. It's just like there's a little flow. I just gotta feel it. Man, you gotta get outside. You better figure it out and be consistent, right? So anyway, go ahead, y'all.
No, but you said all the things. Now, I know we're talking about Hollywood a lot, but there are other meccas. There's Nashville, there's Atlanta, there's many other places. There's some places in Texas. It's not just the LA dream anymore. There are
Yeah.
so many other places, and with a lot of these artists who are doing, like, creating their own production companies, now it's spread out all across the US. So don't just think that it's just Hollywood folk, y'all, because it's not. Now, Tammy Michelle says, I'm in the same boat. Similar situation. Walked away from my job at 2 weeks ago. Regret a little regarding the financial security. However, my mental and emotional health was taking a big hit.
Mm.
Then she goes on to say, haven't missed a meal and still living well. Faith is my force of energy to keep going, and all is aligning. So congratulations to you. Sometimes you just have to, take that deep breath and take the plunge, right? What they say, that polar bear plunge, jump on in that ice water and swim, right? But Marlo, is our society too focused on money when it comes to defining success?
Money and notoriety, we are very hyper focused on, right? You can be an actor. I know great actors in New Orleans on the theater scene who they live totally anonymously. They have schools, they teach, they have small theaters, they do put on productions. They are doing their thing, but because they didn't work with, whomever over here, because they don't have the Hollywood credentials, people put upon them that they haven't arrived, right? You have the friend that talks about your little production company, your little acting job, right? Because people want to see big. I've said it before, right? When we talked, I think last week about Joy Reid and all the people that got on the call with Joy Reid, like, what, y'all gonna start a new news organization? Like, what are y'all doing right now, right? But we love in this society, the United States specifically, we love notoriety, we love money. It don't matter how they got the money, but they got the money, and so that's all that matters. You see it all consistently in the comments all the time. Well, at least they got their money. The integrity means nothing, right? You're famous. What are you famous for? There are girls who we know their booty. I can't tell you what they duty. What you duty, girl? I don't know. I just know I see your hips and your lips every day. And I'm just like, what is your job, honey? But we have elevated that to a place where people who have real skill, who have real talent, feel diminished if they don't get that limelight. And the limelight, y'all, it really doesn't matter. I am good at what I do. I know what I do. I'm confident at what I do. And I can teach other people how to do what I do, or I can help them grow in what they want to do, right? And I don't need a big name, but it that has taken a toll on me, right? I have felt like if I didn't have my name in a credit that people could see, then somehow that invalidated what I did. And I'm glad that I've grown past that. And I wish that more people would grow past that. 500 million people don't need to know who you are. If 500 people think you're great and they appreciate what you do and they've gotten something from you, that is sufficient. But we are some star FUCKERs in this country, and that is what we love. And sadly, that's how many of us equate success. And I cannot wait till there's a paradigm shift and people, one, get to define success in their own way, but two, we understand that success does not look the same from person to person, from industry to industry, job to job. And that's the biggest problem, is that we look at prosperity and success. We've put those as twins, and they absolutely are not.
I agree. And then, we're talking about acting and a lot of things because the main character, the main lady we're talking about is acting. But I also want to talk about the music industry. People think that you get some TikTok hit or you come out, it took my husband 2 years to complete his last album because he included so many country. The album was based on, called Globetrotter. Every song that we did was done with an artist from around the world. And then now Spotify don't want to pay none of it, and then takes your stuff down because they see now you're getting attention. Oh, we don't want to pay that. You can't get too many spins because we can't pay you. So you have to understand that there is struggle behind all of this. Nothing is instant. And the things that are instant, you ain't going to be around long, baby. You ain't going to be around long. We ain't even going to know your name next. So Moya, I want to know, how can someone properly plan financially before making a drastic career move?
I think it really depends upon them knowing how much they need in order to survive. Like, what does your income look like? And then what ways can you get this income without working this traditional 9 to 5? So that way you have the time to do what you need to do to actively progress to where you want to go. And that's the biggest part. And then I would say, have it at minimum 6 to 9 months, if not a year in advance. And I know that sounds like a long time, but as Tiara was saying, because you have to understand something about Tiara. I've actually been in the rooms with Tiara when she's worked the rooms. Tiara can literally work the room. She'll come out. I remember inviting Tiara to an event where we were going to see Les Brown. Tiara came out with Les Brown's phone number, and now all of a sudden she's pitching proposals to Les Brown. I said, Tiara, how did you do this? I was in the audience with you. How did you get all the way backstage and meet him and get the number, and now you're doing proposals about what he and his family can do? She's doing show pitches. Like, it's amazing. And I think in order to have that mindset, you gotta not know where your next meal is coming from. You gotta have that removed from your mind so you can just move when you see opportunity and you can just go after it and not be in this state of fear and lack. So that's why I say have at least 6 to 9 months in advance.
I think that is absolutely excellent advice. You know, to have something in your pocket while you're out there jumping and getting Les Brown's telephone number.
That's
Hey,
hilarious.
and we're gonna be
I told y'all. I want to know them. It is. It's like that. I mean, you have to really like if you have a moment, you have to take the moment. I don't know. I can't tell you how to do it. I'm just gonna do it. Like that's it. And there is a bit of you in this industry that has to be that way. And it's not. I'm not genuine, right? Like I mean, I really genuinely want to know, and I want to work. I'm like I've always wanted to work with you. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I just kind of lead with my energy and my and being
right.
myself and
But it's
genuine.
not a false energy. People can see through that.
Yeah.
You understand? There is a difference of you kissing ass and
Yeah.
you really shining your light.
Yeah.
There is a difference. We'll be right back. Check this commercial out.
Are you a Black business owner looking to expand your reach? Well, has Fly Nubian Money got good news for you? We are building a Black business directory to connect you with customers who need your services. And here is the best part. It is absolutely free. Email us at info@realvirtual.net. Send us your business name. Tell us a little bit about what you do, what services you offer, your website address, and your contact information. That's it. Together, we are going to build and circulate the Black dollar. Get listed today and start connecting with people who are probably already looking for you.
Baby, ain't no problem. We looking for you. We
Mhm.
because we are not spending no money with people who don't support us. All right. So all you need to do, if you have a business, somebody's looking for you, and we want to put you in front of your audience. All you have to do is email us at info@realvirtual.net. INFO at REELVIRTUAL.net. Send us all the things. Please don't send us stuff half butt. We can't help you if you send us half butt. All right. We need your name, your telephone number, your email address, website, and tell us a little bit about yourself. All right. Because we are building this thing. You wanted to know how? Well, we got the how. So we want you in that directory. And if you are actually looking for someone right now, you email us too and tell us that you would like to know what we currently have in our directory. Because I know that directory is going to continue to grow. So that is your assignment. March your notice, because every Friday, y'all know we subscribe to the Blackout, right? Because y'all promised, y'all came up with it. We said we was going to get in formation. So you got to know who to shop with, right? Okay, let's look at some stats because this is so interesting to me because it's kind of a push and pull with me on this thing, career changes later in life. And I'm 55, y'all. So the average person changes careers 3 to 7 times in their lifetime. About 25% of career changes are over the age of 45. 60% of people who switch careers later in life say they do it for happiness and fulfillment rather than financial gain. Yes, because something in life switches on you. 69% of people who change careers at 50 plus experience at least a temporary decrease in income. And the average time to rebuild financial stability after a major career change is 3 to 5 years. Only 12% of late career job switches say that they were fully financially prepared for the transition. And this I love because this is my man. This is Easy Reader, y'all. Easy Reader. Morgan Freeman had his breakthrough role in 1987 Sesame Smart, where he was 50 years old. It earned him an Academy Award nomination. Now, listen, if y'all like me, y'all know Easy Reader, right? So 42% of entrepreneurs start their first business after the age of 50. And actors, artists, and entertainers often take 5 to 10 years before they reach financial stability in their industry. Listen, with today's world, we're always told, just do it, drop everything. You always got that one who always wants to say, do it, but they ain't going to do it because they're scared, right? But listen, there's something to be said about being older when you do this. You've lived life a little bit. Maybe you've worked a job that you absolutely hated your whole life, and this is what you need to shake it up. I'll be honest. I lost my two sisters 2 years ago. The things that were important to me at that time are no longer important to me now. I am taking a complete life skill, and we're going to see how that turns out. And I'm okay with that. But Marlo, do you think that with the older generation, I don't know, but it's not the as we get, it's not an older generation. As we mature, we have lived through understanding not having enough and knowing when we're not happy. Do you think that we are a little bit smarter? And I know this lady just turned everything in, but do you, for the most part, people that you know of at this age, do they feel like they got enough behind them to move forward in a dream?
Yeah, and I think that you're a little bit more responsible with money as you age. Most people are, or you should be, because you should have made all the mistakes in your 20s. But you're a little bit smarter with your money. You know how to budget better. You know how to scale back. You know how to prioritize. And those are the things that are going to help you in business, right? Because as you grow your business, obviously you want to build it to scale, but you can't have everything out the gate, right? So you have to figure out what's the most important thing I need right now. And then incorporate the other things as you grow, as you start to profit, as you start to, gain more notoriety. So I think there is something to be said. I didn't realize 47% of people get to 50 or around 50 and start a new thing, right? But it's encouraging to me because I'm 47. So I think that I feel like, okay, well, I might be in the right headspace, taking this 20 years of knowledge, right, and turning it into something of my own. But I think that maturity and wisdom and how you wake up on your 40th birthday and you in the FUCKs, you don't have as many of them in your pocket, right? And then I was on I joined Constance Carter's Net 7, and we were talking about it, and everybody was like, "Oh yeah, but when you get to 50, they don't even let you in the FUCK store, right?" So we were joking about how your mindset shifts, and you need that mindset because when you're younger, you do worry about what people think. You do worry about what people say, even though it's none of your business. It does affect you, and so I think that the maturity that you need for longevity and growth, you definitely encounter it later in life. So thank y'all.
I agree. I feel good. Listen, somebody asked me, I was telling people my last birthday was February 23rd, and I actually say to people, I'm 55, and people are like, shh, why are you telling everybody you 55? Because I know too many people who didn't make it to 55, right? So it's not something that I'm ashamed of. But you touched on something really, really important, Marlo, and I'm gonna throw this question to you, Moya. Are older people judged more harshly for struggling financially than younger people?
I'm sure, because as Tiara said, when she was 23 eating ramen, like in our minds, like, oh, that's okay. But eating ramen at 53, we're like, what's wrong with you? So I think so. I think so. But I think it's important to live our dream. I think that is so important. We have one life. We have this body to do it in this moment. And so when God puts something on your heart to do, I think at some point in time, you need to give it your best in order to deliver what you've been called to do.
I agree. I agree. I totally agree. And if you're able to get out there and do it, do it. Even if it makes just one person happy, and you shine your light and that made someone else happy, that is an accomplishment in our life. So Tiara, do you think that ageism is a real issue when switching to a new industry in your 50s?
Yeah, yes, I do. Especially if you're a woman. And I because I work in this industry in particular, the entertainment industry, it's even worse, right? There's a celebration of men. Like you saw that whole thing with Morgan Freeman getting his first role at 50. For women in this industry, it's like, sis, you're getting old. you can't work. Maybe like your mind don't work the same. I don't know, but I know that mentors that I have who are now in their 50s, they really see issues, and there's issues with being hired, or they're not, people aren't checking for them like they were checking for them maybe just 10 years ago. And so there is a shift that even one of my mentors that has worked for everybody, she was on the show once before, Robin. Robin has worked for Oprah, Diddy, everybody that you can name, and she hit 50 and was just like, oh, there's the traction is not the same. It's not people aren't checking for me like they were. And then it kind of like she was like, and also I don't want to work, I'm not as inspired to work in this industry in the way that I've been working in it. So I want to pivot. And so I thought that even that was interesting. So, there's something to be said, what we've been saying this whole time. Like, I think it's a combination of what Moya said. You have one life. Man, I'm on the other side of this life. Like, let me get to it, even if it means that I have to eat ramen or live in, or live in a car or whatever. At least let me like do it, so then I feel fulfilled, or it's part of my purpose, or like I feel like I've touched my purpose while I was here. So to answer your question, I didn't mean to go around the block with this, but I do think it affects you. But I think that's I think when it starts to affect you, you just pivot. Because sometimes I think that rejection is God trying to put you somewhere else anyway, right? Like, oh, I've been doing this thing, but like the shift is the rejection is always direction. So it's just leading you somewhere else. So I would tell that lady that maybe it's not necessarily like things aren't going to work out. I would just look around to see what opportunities are around me that I could take, that I can kind of make my own.
Exactly. I agree with that. I know when I wasn't really doing a lot of singing out in Denver, I decided that, I wanted to do more singing. And what I did is I put together an hour singing show, and I learned 30s, 40s, 50s tunes. And made money at going to assisted living places and nursing homes. And when they would wheel those people in, they looked comatose. Okay. A lot of times they would come in comatose. And I'm thinking, I'm just singing to an empty room. No, baby. When that music started going and I started singing things that they understood, they would wake up, they tap their feet, they clap their hands. And then at the end of it, I would sit and talk to them while they were wheeling them back to their rooms. And I heard the most wonderful stories. Like, I met my husband in San Francisco. Well, we got married in Vermont. And, all the songs that I sing that touched them, I left there feeling so high, a natural high off of being able to help someone else tap into a memory that bring them joy. So there is something that you can do every day to bring joy to someone else, and not only yourself. And you just might find that when you are just trying to do things, they feed you more than you're giving. So you're being fed. Now, with that being said,
Wait a minute. I don't want you to hold up. Wait a minute. Because do you see how creative that was? Right?
Yes.
Do you see how creative that was? It's like, that's what I mean about finding an opportunity, thinking outside the box, saying like, how can I still do this thing, but it's not like everybody else is doing? Lala, that is so dope. Right.
it
And
was
I think
fun.
if this lady was watching, I'd be like, do what Lala did, but figure out how to make it work for you. And you still were earning money. I love that, man. Listen, I'm about to put my list of things together when I will never be out of work as a singer messing with you. Like, I love that. I love that.
And I just want to
Go ahead.
I just want to highlight and connect the two, because what Tiara was saying in terms of show business, like the way that Lala approached it, she connected herself with the business. She understood that, yes, I'm going to deliver. I just want to unpack it really quick. One, you improved your skill set. You improved your skill set and you found a target market.
Yeah.
And then you reached out to the target market with what your offer was. And so I just think that that is exactly what Tiara said. That's an exact blueprint of what it means to step in and follow your dream and deliver on that purpose, because that purpose doesn't equal and need to be Beyonce, is what everyone is saying. The purpose is being able to touch someone and allowing them to remember and bring joy to them through your art. I just think that was
Yeah,
beautiful.
that's it.
I'm
That's
telling you,
it.
it's one of the best times, and I'll go back to it in a heartbeat if I ever have to, right? And maybe not even if I have to, because it does bring joys. Dr. Vibe says, "Don't get good, get done." I love that. I absolutely love that. Just step on into that power, because you can do things that you dream of and still earn money. Now, with that, we're gonna help you increase your skills. Tiara, what do we have for the peoples?
Oh, so okay, so real quick, y'all, because I wasn't ready for that. I thought you was gonna ask me a question. But we've been talking about ways to prepare yourself for your financial future. Obviously, I am creator of the Fly Nubian Money Club, and this week, or what day is it? I'm sorry, March 22nd. We have Yolanda Spivey coming to the Fly Nubian Money Club. She is going to teach us how to use insurance as our insurance policies as our own personal bank. And so I think that it's important. It's ways like this also. I mean, I want to connect the two. Here is how, if I would have talked to this lady when she was in corporate America, I would have told her, listen, this is how you do this. This is how you set yourself up financially. This is, you invest this money while you're working corporate. And so when you're not corporate anymore, you can always kind of pull from the things that you've invested. So join us on March 22nd, where Yolanda Spivey, our queen, I will have her commercial up tomorrow, but she's going to teach us how to use our a life insurance policy and turn it into your own personal bank. So you do not want to miss that,
And what date is that?
especially if you are switching careers.
Right on time. Right on time. When is our next session?
March 22nd.
All right, March 22nd. Don't wait. Don't wait to the last minute. Go ahead and sign up at flynubianmoneyclub.com. We got you. Man, this was a really great conversation and a great way to start off the week. Because a lot of us do step back and we think, maybe I should go after my dream of owning that business, or maybe I should go after that dream of singing or acting. But you can do it wisely, and no one is telling you that you can't do it. We're just telling you that you can do it smartly. And I think all of us has expressed that we have done that at one point in our life, but it is actually time for final thoughts and where we can find people. Marlo, I'm going to start with you. What are your final thoughts and where can we find you?
So my final thought is just taken from my own personal journey. Has somebody told me that at 47, I would have picked up big heavy weights and said, I'm going to put on the ittiest, bittiest, teeny tiny bikini not long before my 48th birthday and put my body on display in hope of, winning a medal? I would have said, get out my face, because that is crazy, crazy talk. But here I am. I'm training. I am changing my mindset. I am disciplining myself, disciplining my body to achieve a goal that I didn't know I had. And it's the same professionally, right? Disciplining myself to pivot from corporate America and take all the skills and training that I've acquired over my career and make that work for other people, but also make it work for the lifestyle that I want in my second session of life. And so don't let anybody tell you you're too old. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it. Do it, have a plan, right? We don't want to do anything unplanned. We don't want to do anything without strategy, but we want to make the move, because the only way that you can accomplish the goal is if you get up and take the first step. The first step is the best step because that sets your intention. So just do it. Be Nike. Follow your dreams, but don't be foolish, right? We are to be wise and not foolish. And so get advice, take advice, listen to other people, and be open enough with your dream to realize maybe the dream you have for yourself is not necessarily the dream that is waiting for you. So you got to be flexible, like Lala. I love what she said about taking her skill and making it work in a way that she hadn't imagined before, right? Maybe she dreamed of being on the Grammy stage and not at the elder spot, but she made it work and she brought joy to people, because that's what our gifts are meant to do. If you are looking for me, you see there, the marlogroup.com. That's my website. I will help you with your online presence, your SEO, data analysis, understanding all the things that will make your website and your business grow, using a digital marketing with me on there. I have a nice little calendar for you and all the things. And I love y'all for real. I think it's follow those dreams, chase those dreams. People, you only get one life. Live it. Don't be living with regrets. No regrets.
Yeah, I don't want
No
to live.
wishing that I would have.
Shoulda, coulda. Yeah, no wishes, shoulda, coulda. Not gonna do it. Marlo's got a whole new group now, the marlogroup.com. You want to go there now. You want to follow her on her journey. And you also want to raise them pom-poms up to support her and what she's doing. I'm so proud of you. You're looking great, Marlo. Every time you come on, we're like, oh, we love it. So the marlogroup.com. Moya, what is your final thoughts and where can we find you?
Well, I definitely learned a lot today. Like, one, I feel like I've been staring at Marlo the entire time today because she looks absolutely gorgeous. So I think she's a physical testament of what it means to follow your dreams. And I loved learning about what Lala did in terms of making your dreams work for you and how you can truly utilize them and being creative in different ways. And then, of course, I learned a lot from Tiara today, talking about what it means to really work a room and taking that leap. And that's what I would say to everyone. If we just took a little bit from everything that we've learned today and figure out how to apply it with a plan and with the level of savings and putting it into action daily. My name is Moya. If you have any questions about taxes, about scholarships, there's a lot happening on the federal level with the US Department of Education, but there still are opportunities for your children to still go to college for free. Definitely go to my Instagram and send me a DM at moya.business.
Moya's got all the things, especially taking care of our babies and them scholarships. There is a lot of things going on in the world right now. You can choose to sit back and be angry and huff and puff. You can fight as well in that area, or you can get up and choose to do something and still live your life and put some sunshine in your life. As I say that, there is a large rainbow outside of my window. That is my reminder that I must be doing something right. So listen, don't just get paralyzed. Make sure that you have a plan for your babies and also your money that you mean to be bringing back in with them taxes. Go ahead and meet with Moya and do what you need to do to get your money right. Okay, Tiara, what is your final thoughts and where can we find you?
I really like this topic, not only because I can relate to it on so many levels. I think about that lady in the car who was kind of like tearing up, our initial lady. And I would just tell her that she is on a path. It's part of the process. Like her frustration is part of her process. Like she's frustrated right now. She's just seeing the downside of it. Regret isn't necessarily what she should feel. She should just keep going and understand that this is all part of the process, being scared, being frustrated, being hungry, sacrificing. This is what sacrifice looks like. Because in 10 years, she'll say, man, I had to sacrifice so much. Like she'll have a story to go along with it. Like I don't think anything that's worth having is going to come right away. You're not going to say like, oh, I want this thing and it's going to come the next day because you won't appreciate it. Um, you know, I would say for the people that are watching that right now is the time. Right now is the time. If you're looking to do something, don't wait 5 years to do the thing. Don't get until, I mean, no shade to her, but don't turn 57 and wait to do this thing. Now if you're 57 and you've had, you want to hit the corner, like I'm good with that, but don't wait for that. Just make sure that you learn business and you learn the business part of it. You start to invest. Maybe join the Fly Nubian Money Club, where we can show you how to invest and how to prepare for situations like these. I think the biggest thing for me this year is just exactly what I'm preaching. I started Fly Nubian Money Club for me. To be honest, I'm just around a whole bunch of amazing women with all of these different skills that I want to learn from. So selfishly, I was like, I'm going to put them together and then we're going to start to invest together. And so I'm right there with you. Come to Fly Nubian Money Club. Just know that I'm not above any of it. I'm in every training, every queen that has done a workshop. I be in the workshops like learning. Annette Seven, Dr. Lene has a workshop right now that's brand your brilliance. I'm there on a Saturday morning right after Fly Nubian Money Club because I feel like you can just learning. I'm gonna be with Lala in a few minutes, learning from her. Like all of that. Like I just I'm in all of it and I'm taking it all in because I just feel like it's important. As a creative, I need to know business. So just like make that investment. If you want to find me, I am across all platforms as Miss Black Hollywood. That's MSBLACK Hollywood. And yeah, I love y'all for real. Nope, you are muted because Lala is talking.
And she means that. So you need to make sure that you go and follow her now. She also has an album coming out. She skipped that part, but I'm not going to let her forget that. So you want to
I
make
do. It's
sure
not out. It's not, well, I
it's
still got to
when
record
you
one
know
song.
warm it up, warm
But I do have a single. I do have. We are gonna release a single soon. So like that, the album might not be out yet because I still got some work to do. But it's coming. It really, really, really is coming. So I'm excited about that. And
that
as
is
a matter of fact,
exciting.
this is a pivot. Like this is a pivot for me, right? Like I'm 42, about to put an album out for the first time, and I'm really excited about it. But I also am not gonna be eating ramen trying to get into the music industry. So there's a way to do it.
Nah, see, there you go. She's walking the walk, talking the talk, talking the talk, walking the walk. That's all. That's simple as that. All right. And here's my thing: you get one life, baby. You better do it screaming, but you can do it smartly as well. You can use the skills that you have now to also earn money to get you to the level that you want to be. There is nothing wrong with going after your dreams. After all, we came here with a blueprint of things that we are supposed to do in our life. I call it the life journey. And when you're not doing your life journey, something keeps and it won't let you sleep until you get to it. So don't get to 93 if you should be so blessed and turn around and go, oh, I wish I coulda. I shoulda and I woulda. If there's anything that I have learned in these last 2 years after losing my sisters is I don't have tomorrow. I don't know what tomorrow brings. I may not wake up tomorrow. So I'm going to have to live this day, this moment, and appreciate the things that come in my life. There are no failures. They're just life lessons. Just life lessons. And you can find me at my website at www.laurakey.net. I have some free stuff there for you as well. If you're thinking about moving abroad, a lot of people are like, I'm just going to leave this country. Well, are you ready? You don't know if you're ready. What does that mean? If you take that quiz, if you download the quiz that I have, and it's a free quiz, it will help you see where you are. It will help you plan. It will help you start thinking of some things that maybe you didn't think about instead of just picking up and going. It gives you a little blueprint of where you can start. So go to www.laurakey.net to download your free quiz today. Now, listen, this conversation has been great. And it's been a reminder that there is no one size fits all path to success. Chasing your dreams can be inspiring, but financial preparedness is key. The truth is, for many people, major career shifts come with big sacrifices. The question is, how much are you willing to risk for the life you truly want? No matter your age, your dream is valid. It's valid. But as we've learned today, financial planning is just as important as a passion. If you're thinking about making a move like this, make sure you have a plan. Talk to financial experts, which we all, Fly Nubian Money has all these people. Tap in, tap in, tap in, build your savings. And most important, set realistic expectations. I want to say thank you to my royal panel. And I am so glad to spend more time with you today. This is my favorite time. I love this hour that I have with my sisters, and I love this hour that I have with you. So we want to continue to keep this conversation going. Put your comments in. And I see that I got Miss Black Hollywood got something we want to say. Go right in.
Lala, I just want to say really quick, Moya didn't say today, but by the end of the year, I think Moya is going to pivot as well and release a book and start speaking on stage.
Ooh, Moya, you
Yeah. She
keep
didn't
this
say it. She
secret.
didn't say it today, but that's the pivot that's coming. There's a
I'm
new
here
one,
for
and
it.
she gonna be
I'm
on
here for it. Because
I'm
I
here
can
for
listen to Moya talk all day.
all day long,
All day.
right? All day
We got
long.
you, Maya. We got
I
you,
know.
Maya.
So she didn't say that today, but that's the pivot after tax season.
See, I love it. And it's okay to pivot. You know, you got to go after those dreams. Listen, Black Lexicon, we see you. Dr. Vibe, we see you. Tammy, we're proud of you. I know you out there, you saying you're doing the thing. We have Sophia, we have Deborah. Y'all, GMB is here. Listen, y'all here every day. We know we see you. And this is why I always want to make it a point to shout out your name, because you know what? You actually could be taking your time and spending it somewhere else, but you actually really came to spend some time with us. You are our sunshines, and we thank you very much for being here. We will see you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope y'all forwarded your clocks and you wasn't late to do, or too early for many things today, but I know that hour is lost. Get your rest, babies. Drink some water, and we'll see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace out.